The photography and I mean my work, photography and music video keep bouncing back to each other. I mean it's like at the beginning a lot of my music video I was taking image from my photos and I will get concept from one or two, like for example the Give It Away video, it's like 2 stories that I had done before and painted someone in silver and then doing pictures in New York wide angle with the hands, and then I use that as a reference. But at that time it was too complicated to get the photos and do laser copies and blah, blah, blah. So I was doing drawings. So my concept is made of drawings and just few words to explain the idea.
The stuff he did with the Chili Peppers, I think, took that band out of really as a visual representation of something that was happening, took them out of one category and lifted them into a whole other category. And it was really it was more about the visual, pulling the music with it. It put the music in a place where it suddenly felt much more current and much more contemporary, and so it did a great thing for them.
The images were incredible, and it was truly a shock. It's one of the best videos they ever had. Anyway, it was excellent, going completely with the music, going completely with the rhythm. You know, it was truly, the image was having like a function. It was like osmosis, you know, between the two.
You know, they're a real band, the Chili Peppers, and they're great performers. They're like one body with 8 legs, and he caught that in that video.
When we saw each other, when we met, that's it. You know, it was like the energy was very similar. I was arriving in America. I was like full of ideas and full of energy. They just did their Sugar Sex Magik album, and they were like, they knew that they had something with amazing potential. They knew that they just did something amazing. So it was like really, and then when we met, it was like, wow.
He's a very sort of emotional, dramatical, flamboyant video type director character. You know, a lot of guys are more studious and cerebral about it, and he's very emotional about it, which is nice, you know, and getting really excited. When we decided that he was the guy that we wanted to work with, he came over to Anthony's house and we were there, and he showed up wearing I don't know, it was some sort of we thought it was a dress. And we were really impressed with that at the time. We were like, wow, he's wearing a dress, you know, this guy's cool. But it was probably, you know, a sarong or something, you know, but we were just, you know, punk rock kids. It seemed like a dress to us, you know.
I don't know how I got the job. Now that I'm thinking about it, I got the job probably because of work that I had done before and because of what I told them on the phone or in the meeting.
I remember that first meeting, I think we went out to eat or something, and we threw around all these ideas, and we really liked him, and we knew that he was the right guy, but we still didn't really understand what he was going to do. The thing I remember most clearly about, I'm not even sure if it was that meeting or the next one, but about him saying what he was going to actually do for the video, he showed me a picture of this girl lying on a rock. It was a pretty girl, you know, and it looked like a, you know, good picture to me. He was like, you see this picture? I was like, yeah. He goes, not like this. The video would not be like this, nothing like this. And I was like, oh, okay. So I knew, you know, for sure that the video was not going to be a girl lying on a rock.
But I remember doing my real treatment the night of the night before the shot, before we shot it. The first shot we did was Anthony, and it was a close-up of his face. We do the first take, and his movement with his lips is so amazing. Give it away, give it away. And I'm like, wow, you know, it was so good, and I felt, okay, and I started to do the zoom effect because I wanted to participate, and what Anthony was giving was so good, the performance, I wanted to help and give even more. And so that's how we started to do the zoom thing. That was the signature for that video. So it was not something that was meant to be. Probably, you know what, probably I would have liked to be in front of the camera. I would have liked to dance. I would have liked to do something physically. So that was my way to be physical on that video, was to move the zoom.
It was a very fresh concept and a fresh idea, the way he was putting images together. the funny things about him were the quotes. We have quotes that are part of like our Chili Pepper lore that we say to this day. One of them is when he was telling us to get into a position, he would always say, "Get into position," and we thought he was saying the fuzzy sham. And I think our drummer's actual address for a long time was fuzzysham@AOL.com. It was just like a thing, the fuzzy sham, you know. Get into fuzzy sham! You know, he'd get really mad and fuzzy sham! And I don't know what it is, like how he films it, but where it has a real grainy quality to it. It's like grainy, like it's like the still light things are moving all the time. I don't know what that is, but it's great.